Hi there, welcome to Queens of the Pwn Age. This is the next video in our top 10 games of 2011. I'm Debs and this is my list. First up we've got Game Dev Story. Stuart will probably back me up on this, but we have lost so many days of our life to this game. Well, you're the CEO of your company and basically you're in charge of designing what genre game, everything about it, graphics, all that kind of stuff. And when they tell you about the genre, they pretty much mean you can do anything you want. I've had dating sports games called Lolly Beach Volleyball, scored over 6 million units, and I've also had Duke Nukem 5, didn't sell so well. Next up, for the iPhone, we have Katamari Amore, which was released in November I think, and basically it's just the same as any other Katamari game, but unlike the last Katamari game on the iPhone, it's got little controllers on it, which makes me prefer it more than the previous one. I had a problem where I tilted the screen and I couldn't actually see what I was doing because the screen was tilted so far forward. So having joysticks on the screen makes everything 100 times easier. Not much else to say because it's Katamari. Everyone loves Katamari, especially the theme song. Everyone knows it. Everyone knows the prince, everyone knows the king of all cosmos. Nothing not to love about them. Number 8, I have Okamiden. I was a huge fan of the original Okami on the PS3. Loved it all over again when it was re-released on Wii. But always felt it should have been a standalone game. It's one of those games I never thought should become a series because I thought being on its own, it was just absolutely beautiful. But then they brought out Okamiden and I was a bit sceptic at first. Then I saw Chibi, the main character, Amateratsu's son, and you can't help but fall in love with him. He's this cute little wolf pup. Same kind of idea as Legend of Zelda, go around smashing pots, solving puzzles, but using the Celestial Brush from the original game. You gain your powers by meeting different NPCs along the way, but you just play this game for the art style. It's absolutely gorgeous. Next up is Xenoblade. I haven't really had a chance to play that much of this game. I'm about 5-6 hours in. That might seem like a lot, but when there's over 8 hours of gameplay it really isn't. But from what I've played so far, I've completely fallen in love with it. Slightly biased because I'm a massive Monolith fangirl. Love Xenogears, adore Xenosaga, so Xenoblade was just an obvious choice in buying for me. Stereotypical for me here, it's Pokemon Black and White. I'm going to go more with Black. Normally I wouldn't have chosen a Pokemon game, but because this just changed so much about the series, this was the first one to actually have a 3D expansive world. Buildings were in 3D, it had a full dark plotline, it was actually quite a sinister plotline. The way you travelled was completely different, like certain cities you had to solve puzzles, gyms, you had to figure out how to get into the gym, find out how to get to the leaders, all that kind of thing. It just made everything so much less repetitive. It wasn't just a case of going in, getting your Pokemon, catching them all, becoming a master, end of story. Now you actually had to work for it and not just rare candy your way all the way through it. Batman Arkham City is next. I don't know, everyone else has probably covered everything about this game, so I'm just going to say Catwoman's ass. Next up I'm going to talk about Skyrim. Now I've only played about half an hour of Skyrim, which you might think is a bit weird for me to have included it, but as anyone that knows me will tell you, I have a huge hatred for the whole Elder Scrolls series. So the fact that this game made me like it means it is one of the top games of 2011. If I got interested, it must be good. Next up is Gears of War 3. Now, Gears of War 3 completely wrapped up the series for me. I wasn't a fan of it before, but slowly over the past year or so I've been getting really into it, and for me it was just a brilliant way, a really emotional way to send everything off. The actual ending was a bit but the gameplay, certain story points, it was just absolutely brilliantly done. Only one other game beat this for me, but this made number 2 because it's a re-release. Shadow of the Colossus and Ico are probably my 2 favourite games of all time, never mind of the past decade. I absolutely adore the series. I love Team Ico, cannot wait for The Last Guardian. But these games are just so immersive, so much more beautiful, more I'm losing words to describe them, to be honest. You have to play them to know what you mean. Finally, Portal. Now, I'm a massive Portal fangirl, always have been. GLaDOS, I would marry her if she was real. Steve Merchant as Wheatley is probably one of the greatest voice acting choices for years. He just made the part his own, and even if they had cast the Moss from IT Crowd in it, I'm starting to believe that it wouldn't actually been as good. Steve Merchant made the role his own. It's just one of the many things that made Portal 2 absolutely fantastic. Physics engine used for it, Valve have outdone themselves. The puzzles are so much more manic than before. Some of the stuff that's in it, it just did a complete and utter. Portal 1 was near perfection. I would say Portal 2 was perfection in it. They would have to, I don't know what they would do to top it for Portal 3. So that was my top 10. Tune in tomorrow for more from the Queens of the Pwn Ages top 10 games of 2011, and I was Debs. See you soon.